Hi, my name is Jim Kaekel, and I'm getting ready to be interviewed by Bobby Fazio.
We're here at the 2023 NHRA Nationals in Joliet, Illinois. The track is back in action. We're happy to see it, and I'm happy to see beautiful Stock Eliminator cars, hashtag the car show, walking around the pits here. You know what? I've never interviewed a driver that has an Oldsmobile, so here we are with Jim Kaekel. Jim, say hello.
Hi, how you doing?
All right. Jim's got a 70 Olds 442, and he's going to tell us all about it. So, Jim, first of all, tell us where you come from.
From Hartford, Michigan. It's a small town about halfway between Benton Harbor and Kalamazoo, southwest part of the state. Yep.
All right, how far is that from here?
It's just over 2 hours, not too far at all.
All right, so Jim got past first round today. He's running E-Stock automatic. Jim, what's the E-Stock automatic index and the combo's horsepower?
It's 1170 is the index, and it's a 455, 365 horse. It's NHRA rated at 350, and with me in it, it has to weigh 3670 minimum.
3670. All right. So the engine here, 455.
Yep. It was.
You build these yourself?
Yep. I actually do my own assembly. Fellow in Kalamazoo, it's got a shop, Irwin Engines, Dave Irwin, in Kalamazoo, Michigan. He's does the machine work on the block. And I got a close friend of mine, actually a comp eliminator racer, Ronnie Bone. He is a comp eliminator, and he does my cylinder heads.
Now, Jim, for anybody that doesn't know, the 442.
Yep.
Why do they call it a 442?
That's not real simple. In 1964, it stood for 4-barrel, 4-speed, dual exhaust, because you could only get a 4-speed that year. But in 65, you could get it with an automatic. So then, and they had a 400 motor, so then it stood for 4-barrel, 400 dual exhaust. But then in 70, then they started putting 455 in.
All right, so yeah, a little more complicated than
Real simple.
the carburetor. What kind of carburetor?
It's a Rochester Quadrajet, 750 CFM.
Okay, and then the cylinder heads. Since in Stock
Yep.
Eliminator we have to run stock cylinder heads.
Yep.
What are the valve sizes on these?
It's an E-casting, and it's a 207 intake and 163 exhaust.
Okay, and then in Stock Eliminator we also have to run stock cam lift.
That's correct. Yep.
What's the lift on one of these cams?
It's 472. That's a stock lift, and that's obviously what I have. Yep. Got
Okay.
quite a lot more duration than what it did originally.
Sure. Yeah. So in Stock Eliminator you are, limited to stock lift. However, you can extend that duration as much as your, valve springs and valves will let you keep, stay open without hitting a piston, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Let's take a look inside the car here. What kind of transmission do you run?
It's a turbo 350. Actually, I grew up in an automatic transmission shop, so I would do my own transmissions. So, but it's a real light one. Got aluminum drums and it's full roller. The oil pump's cut down, and it's got a ultimate torque converter.
Okay, is that like 8-inch torque converter?
Yeah, exactly. Yep, it's 8-inch converter from Ultimate. They built for me.
What kind of stall speed?
It's pretty loose. It's about 5,400.
Oh, all right. What kind of RPM are you turning?
As far on a real good day, probably I'm going through the traps about 6,400. Like today, I was about 62, 6,300.
And what are you shifting at?
About 5,700.
All right, so 1094 on the window is what got you past first round.
Yep, that's correct. Yep, I went a 97 down to 94. I was off the throttle a little bit, so yep.
Excellent.
Good.
How was your reaction time?
It was pretty decent. It was in fact, I think it was identical to my time run, 028 or 029. So.
All right. Now we only got one time run yesterday,
Yep.
one qualifying session, and then in the first round today. So to be in the high 20s there, I would be happy. I'd stay there if I were you.
I'm gonna try.
What kind of rear is in the car?
It's a 12-volt Chevy, and it's got 411 ring and pinion in it. It's actually a Pro Gear.
Pro Gear, really?
Yep. Yeah, I went through that street gear years ago, and because the car's pretty heavy, and I started to have a little bit of ring and pinion trouble. Years ago, I don't know, probably 15 years ago, I probably went to a Pro Gear, and I haven't had any problem with it, so I just changed those out every few years.
Interesting.
Yep.
All right. Take a look under the car. Stock suspensions, in-stock eliminator,
Yep.
stock mounting locations.
Oh, fully, yep. Stock components, yep.
Can we take a look inside the trunk?
Sure. Yep.
Huge fuel cell.
Yeah, it's probably too big. I don't know. I kind of put it in there years ago, and just I probably need to go with a smaller one to a 5. That's a 15-gallon. So
Man.
I've had some friends of mine, but you know, if you all of a sudden you get to a track and you're a little light, and it's no problem where to put it. So, but yeah.
And you have a weight box too, so
Yep,
you can add
yep.
some fuel if you want. You can add weight if you
Yep,
want. You
yep.
have a battery back here also.
Yep. Got a second battery. Yep.
And a lot of stickers. So this
Yeah.
car's been around for a while. How long have you had it?
I had it actually since '81. I originally paid only $300 for it, believe it or not. Back then, I bought it rolling, and I started my first divisional was actually at Martin, and I think 91 right there. That was, and I couldn't even run the index back then. I remember at least that first event, I was, of course, it was, a lot. Nobody was running way under back then. So. I probably started racing it probably about 85, 86, and I built it as a stocker, and I kind of started chipping away at the index, trying to get it to run, trying to get to the index first of all. So, because it was a self-built car, I built myself, and I didn't really know, there was nobody in my family that raced stock and knew all the tricks and all the stuff that you had to do. So.
Now, did your father race cars, or are you the first in the line to do it?
I'm the first in the line, and my dad, he was a transmission mechanic, so he was really good, on the mechanical stuff. I learned a lot there, but of course that's between that and the racing, it's kind of a little bit different too, though.
So, despite not having immediate success and getting the car to run the index, you've turned that around over the years.
Oh yeah.
I mean, even at your first national event, you almost.
Yep. It was kind
won.
of funny. The exact first national event I entered was the '96 U.S. Nationals, and I went in. I was a number 2 alternate after qualifying, and a couple guys got disqualified after teardown, and I wound up going. They needed a couple alternates, and I think there was, in fact, 2 of us. And believe it or not, I got in, and I started winning rounds, and I got all the way to the final. And wound up got beat by, I made it to the final, got beat by Scotty Richardson that year. But it was pretty cool for, I was fairly young guy. I was 37 at the time, and self-built car and on an open trailer too. So it was pretty cool. Something I can look back on and be proud of, I guess. So, but
that's amazing.
Yep.
And then since then you've won
Yeah,
divisionals.
Yep.
JEGS All Star rep.
Yep. Yeah, I was one. I think it was either 2006. I think at Stanton. I won divisional, and then I won Indy and Indy divisional in 19.
And JEGS All Star qualifier here.
Yep. Yeah, I did really well in 19. It was like I was like on a roll and couldn't do anything wrong hardly. It seemed like a lot of stuff was going
That's the
right.
way racing happens, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah, definitely. So yeah, if you get on a roll, you better enjoy it. Try to enjoy it and try to make the most of it. So.
Notice you're running some disc brakes on the car.
Yep.
Some Mark Williams disc brakes.
Yeah, I just switched that this winter. Went from, believe it or not, I had drums all the way around, and went with disc all the way around. Went to Mark Williams, and I've had their axles in my car forever, and drive shafts. So I was aware of their stuff, and so I went with that, and they're awesome. So. Definitely made staging a whole lot easier. It's kind of enlightening. So yeah, compared to drums, believe it or not. And of course, stopping at the other end, it was really easy. But I wouldn't really too much worried about that. But
that's good. You got to stop these cars safely, and especially these heavy cars.
Yeah. Yep, a little heavy. So, but yeah, that was the one thing that I've enjoyed here. Definitely is the staging, as far as staging and stuff. And I can definitely sit there and move about a quarter inch at a time if I want. So,
that's nice. Small bumps.
Yeah.
Now, being a transmission builder, I want to ask you: do you have any specific trans fluids that you kind of?
I've used probably different ones. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff out there from like like the ATI fluid, or a lot of guys will run just Type F, and it seems like if you ask 10 different transmissions guys, you probably get 10 different answers. So,
right.
But yep. So.
ATI Super F, I think that's what is in my stalker at this time. And
yep, that's correct. That's what
that.
Actually I got right now. Yep.
All right, now I noticed the Grinch here inside the car. Now, apparently your wife Amy Let's say hello to Amy. Amy's going to explain this to us. Amy, what's the deal with the Grinch in the car?
I am a big Christmas freak, I guess you could call it. I decorate the whole house inside and out, and he just like, "Arr." So I call him the Grinch. So I got him a Grinch for the car.
All right. It's got a red car, Christmas color,
Yeah.
and he's the Grinch. He's got the green Grinch in there. Oh my, all right. He doesn't seem like a Grinch today. Probably because he won first round.
Yeah, and he's
If he would have lost first round, he
yeah.
might have been the Grinch,
Right,
right?
exactly.
What's All Star Performance, Jim?
That's actually a part of Lane Motor State, Lane Automotive, and Motor State Distributing. I've worked there for 28 years, so they helped me out a bit. So, but yep, that's like I said, yep, part of that.
All right. Well, we appreciate any and all help in drag racing. It is a financially taxing sport, if you will.
Yeah, yes it is. Yep.
Round 2 coming up probably tonight.
Yep.
We're going to try and get the camera in your car for that round.
Okay.
Do you know who you have to race?
Yeah. Yep. Actually, a friend of mine, Don Turk. So it's going to be a classic Olds versus Pontiac match.
All right. Do you know what class
He's got an F automatic. In fact, his car's red like mine. It's a
man.
71 T37. It's kind of interesting too. It's actually Rock Running's old car. It's the old Super Sleeper car for guys out there that remember him. So
Excellent. Now
Yep.
so you're E, he's F. You'd probably just
Yep.
be giving him a slight head start.
Yep.
It'll be a
Yep.
fun race to watch. A good
Yep.
finish line drive anyway.
Yep, exactly. Yep.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us today. We love
Yep.
your car. We wish you luck
Yep.
this evening,
Thank
and
you very much. Yep.
hope that you can replicate what you did in the 1996 U.S. Nationals. Maybe
Yeah.
go around further.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right.
That'd be
Take
cool.
care. Thank
Yep.
you.
Thank you.